This is an excerpt from the book.
Why is it impossible to get this flower in America now? Well, this is a flower that's called the Kim Il Sungya, and you can get it in North Korea. But this book has a lot in it to give you a background and a context more than just about North Korea and the Kim Il Sungya flower. And that's one thing about CPI. We can approach it from a standpoint of beginners, intermediate, and advanced as far as education is concerned, because the Center for Political Innovation is an educational and political think tank. So depending on what you're ready for, right? And I'll read a segment right now just to give you a little general idea that so you may want to read more. Our Western system is collapsing because it is based on speculation and usury, not the solid physical growth of productive forces. Artificial intelligence has led to a prolonged economic crisis because the role of wage laborers in production is being gradually eliminated. Technological advancement should not lead to poverty. In an irrational system where profits are in command, what should be a world of glorious abundance and free time is becoming a low-wage police state and a nightmare of unfolding chaos. In desperation, the leaders of the Western world are lashing out and trying to destroy the new BRICS world to keep their position at the center of the economy. And of course, those are countries. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So what the leaders of the Western world are doing now is attacking Iran, North Korea, Cuba, Russia, and China in various ways, economically and with bombs. These are all countries that are part of a new economic system based on win-win cooperation between nations and not the monopolies of Western financiers. And our times need optimism. We must reject these wars and the emerging low-wage police state. We need an America that is restructured to join the new world and trade with countries on the basis of win-win shared prosperity. The so-called left does not understand this. They focus on resentment from historical injustices. They often preach that there are limited resources and that human beings themselves are the problem, not the outdated globalist imperialist economic model. They tend to focus on autonomizing humanity into hostile and competitive identity groups, and wanting destruction is cathartic revenge. The right wing doesn't get it either. They buy into the idea that we should have an economic system of every man for himself and ignore the need for the state to plan and rationally organize society so growth is unlimited. The right wing often focuses on tribalism and identity politics of its own, inciting people to hate some group that can be scapegoated for the problems of the system. And they focus a lot on pessimism, and it goes on and on how the old political formulas cannot address the problems. We need to transition to something better. And we are helping to educate people about the need for this. We need a government of action for working families. And that means a real movement that's persistent and focused on the fact that we do need a government of action for working families. Have a great day.